Hello everyone and welcome to the hands-on demo on AWS Key Management Service, AWS KMS. So in this demo, we will create a customer managed key, CMK in AWS KMS. Then we will create an S3 bucket and enable default encryption with the KMS key. Then we will upload an object to S3 bucket and verify encryption. Then we will test access to the encrypted object. Then we will create two additional users apart from the root user, and one one user will have access to KMS key and one which will not have access. Then we will test these two users separately and their access. Then finally we will delete or clean up all the resources. So this is how the demo overview looks like. So there are three users: root user, and I'm using the root user to log into AWS console. Then I will create one user called S3 admin user, and this user will have full access to S3 but will not have access to the KMS key. Then I will create one more user called S3 KMS admin user. So this user will have S3 full access as well as access to the KMS key. So this KMS key has a policy which provides or grants access to the root user as well as the S3 KMS admin user. And because of this KMS key policy, this user will be able to access a test file in S3 bucket. This user will also be able to open, but when this user will try to open this file, this user will get access denied message. So first is to create a customer managed key. So I will log into AWS console and I am working in North Virginia, US East 1 region. And I will search for KMS key, KMS service. So key management service, click on that and click create a key. So by default you will land on customer managed keys. So if you don't have any key, but if you already have, you can just click on customer managed keys and you will come to the same page. So if I click create key, I am on the same page. Okay, so key type symmetric and key usage encrypt and decrypt. You have other type of key as well, which is asymmetric, which is public and private key pair. And for key usage, there are two options: encrypt and decrypt. Otherwise, you have generate and verify MAC, which is for hash-based message authentication codes. Okay, I'll keep all the default values: symmetric, encrypt, and decrypt. Then KMS recommended key material origin, but there are other options like external key store, AWS Cloud HSM key store, and regionality, I will say single region key. So this key will exist only in this US East 1 North Virginia region. But if you give multi-region, you have the option to select the other regions as well. But I will go with the default one. Click on next. Then you have to provide an alias. So I'll copy the alias name. Okay, and click on next. Then this screen is defining key administrative permission, like who can administrate this key. So these are the key administrator. So if I don't give any value by default, so it is showing some roles and some users already from the list, which this is pulling from the IAM user. But if I don't give, this user who is creating, which is the root user, will get the admin permission. So I will not give any value. Then who can use the key? So there are two parts: who can administrate the key, who can use the key. So again it will list all the roles and users, but I will not choose anything now, and this means this user can root user can use the key. And you can just review the configuration. And this is how the key policy looks like, which one I talked about. So this key policy says who can use the key. So it says root user can use the key, and that user have all the permission. So I'll say finish. That will create the key. So the key is created. Now I will create a S3 bucket. So I'll copy the name of bucket and I will search for S3. I will open this in a new tab. Click on create bucket, general purpose. and provide a name. So I'll just replace the last number with some random number so that there is no conflict, because it's a universal bucket name. And I'll keep all the permission as default, and here I have to change the default encryption. So rest all settings are default. Okay, so this is the screen. So here, instead of saying server-side encryption with Amazon S3, which is the default, I will say server-side encryption with the KMS, and I will choose the KMS key which I have created. So I am in this page, so select the second option and choose from, so it's easier to choose, because otherwise you have to paste in the ARN. Then if I just click, I can see the key. So this is the default if you don't choose anything, and I'll choose my key, and bucket key I'll just select. Okay, this is the default value. So I'm just changing the I'm just using my key for encrypting and decrypting, and then click on create bucket. So we have seen all the settings. Okay, so bucket is created. Now I will just upload a file to that S3 bucket. So I'll just copy the command and run this. So this will just create a test file on my desktop folder. So I click on the bucket which I have just created and click upload, add files, and take the file and click on upload. So you don't have to click, but okay, just upload. So the file is uploaded, and if I just close it, so I can see the bucket and the file inside. So at this point you can check out the encryption setting. So this is the file view. So if I just scroll down, you will see server side encryption settings. So I'll just click the file, and under server side encryption settings, so it is showing that server side encryption with AWS KMS key, and it is pointing out to it is listing the KMS key ARN which was used to encrypt or decrypt this object. Now we are testing it. Now if I say open the file, it should let me read the file, because I am the root user and I have the full access. So this is the user one we are testing. So if I just scroll up and click on open, okay, so I can see the file. So this is the first part. So root user is able to open, encrypt and decrypt the file. Next, I will create a S3 admin user, which is the second user. This user will have access to S3 but will not have access to KMS key. So I'll just keep this open and search for IAM, because we want to create a user. So I'll open this in a new tab and click on users, click create user, copy the username value, make sure you give user access to the console, and say I want to create a IAM user, custom password, provide some password, and uncheck this one so that you don't have to because we are just testing it out. This will user must create a new password at next sign in, because we don't need that, and click on next. Okay, username S3 admin user. Okay, probably there is some character which is not okay. So that so now I have to give access. So I'll just say attach policies directly, and search for the permission. So I'll just give this user full access to the S3. So select this access. So I am attaching policy directly. So this is the full S3 full access policy. Next, and create user. So user is created, and I just copy the console sign in URL and open a private window. So I will log in with the user. And sign in. And I will search for S3. So anyway, S3 is directly there. I'll click S3 service. So you can see this user can see the bucket because he has got full access, but he does not have the permission to decrypt or encrypt any files. So I'll just test out the decrypt part, which is to open the file. So I'll just select the file and click on open. So this user is getting access denied because the key does not have the usage permission for this user. So we have tested the first part. I'll close this private window. So we have seen all this, and now I will create a second user, and this user will be called as S3 KMS admin user. So I'll copy the username and go back to users tab. And click create user. So S3 KMS admin user, IAM user, custom password, and remove this. Click next, and this user will be given the permission of S3 full access. Sorry, I have to click attach policies directly. Give him full access. Click on next. Create user. Now this user is given only S3 access. Now I will do the part where he is given access to the key permissions also. So we have done this, and now I will assign S3 KMS admin user as the key user for the key. So for this step I have to go to the KMS. So I am at KMS screen and click on the KMS key that I have created, and if you just scroll down, key policy, key administrators, key deletion, key users. So this I have to add the user which I have just created. So just repeating myself, KMS key, the managed key which I have created. If you just scroll down, you have to add the key users. Click on add and take this user. Add. So this user is given the permission to use the key. And okay, that's it. Because there is no save, so it is automatically saved. Now I will test a functionality where this user should be able to open the file, because basically decrypt the file. So I'll take the console sign in URL, open a private window, and take the username and enter the password, sign in, and click on S3. Click on the bucket, select the file and click open. So as you can see, this user is able to read the file. So that concludes our testing. So we have done all this, and now I'll just delete all the resources. So first step is to delete IAM users. So I'll go to users tab. I'll select the 2 users which I have created for this demo. Delete. And delete users. Next is to empty the S3 bucket. So I go to S3 bucket and select the bucket and click on empty. Copy paste the permanently delete. And empty. Exit and now delete the bucket. Delete. Copy paste the bucket name. Okay, the bucket got deleted. Now the last step is to delete the KMS key. So this will take 7 days to get deleted automatically, because you can schedule only key deletion. You cannot immediately delete the key. So I go to the customer managed keys, select the key actions, schedule key deletion. So the waiting period is between 7 to 30 days. So I'll just give minimum 7 and schedule deletion. Confirm that you want to schedule this key deletion for after a 7-day waiting period. So the key is scheduled to be deleted after 7 days. And that's all. Thanks for watching.